When Ride's single, Leave Them All Behind, recently entered the charts at #9, it wasn't just their biggest hit to date. It marked the transition of Ride, the indie stars, to Ride, the pop stars, and made their hometown of Oxford famous for something other than its university.
We spent the majority of last year at home, which was really good. It's kind of, we got all the band thing out of the way for a while and just started living a normal life again instead of being in the back of a coach or in a studio.
It's good. Used to come up here a lot when we were younger as well, so it's sort of like, it's a good sort of place to go and just sort of shout at loads of guys running around with the ball rather than kind of get hassled.
Shoegazers, The Blank Generation, or the Thames Valley scene. When their debut album was released just over a year ago, Ride were part of an indie scene that had more names than Elizabeth Taylor. But on the eve of the release of their second album, in the words of their single, they are bands that Ride have left behind.
I didn't think we knew what we wanted to sound like on the first album. It was still one of the time when we were, you know, we were trapped in that whole that indie scene, like My Bloody Valentine, The House of Love. But now that's all gone, and we can kind of get on with what we want to do.
It's an essential part of, you know, I think being a band. Everyone has to start off by copying people they admire, and so I think we obviously we did it, and we're sort of coming out of it now.
A lot of it's got to do just learning to play better. You know, I mean, like initially you're not a musician. You just made a band because you wanted to, and you've got nothing to say you can play well. But just gradually, and you just get better at playing your instrument. I think that's great. There's a kind of lack of tolerance now about new bands because they're expected to be too good too soon, and they're expected to have no influences. And I think that's not very healthy because bands should be sort of tolerated until they can, you know,
blossom.
The title of their new album is Going Blank Again, a tongue-in-cheek reference to the labels the music press have invented, and revealing a quality that many people thought Ride didn't possess, a sense of humour. The album should surprise Ride fans even more, being the nearest thing to a pop record the band have ever made.
I think the fact now that we've kind of, by the second album time, we kind of used a lot more of our own sort of imagination generally, and just felt a lot sort of happier to do that then, you know. So it was more clear-cut, it's definitely what we wanted to do.
It's just a lot easier to do. This album was just so much easier to make in a way. I mean, it took a bit longer, but it just seemed freer and easier and simpler, more natural.
Also, can we pay tribute to Alan Moulder for recording it and mixing it, because he was really good.
Never let me talk to you, destroy the frozen path. It's a different time now, things are moving much too fast. Go back today, now it's turned into grey. Raining my dads, left my thoughts sink away.
When we started out, we had a lot of ideas of what we wanted to be like. And when we started doing these ideas, it's sort of, the things that we were doing sort of became the rules. That you had to do 4 tracks on an EP, and you had to not do 7 inches, and you had to sort of have a one-word name. And it just became sort of like this horrible vomit of indie bands all the same. And so, I mean, we were sort of doing it to be different and trying to sort of carve our own little hole for ourselves.
Niche.